get up, get arrested for this. But when the body smits, I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. Now she walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on the deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in to episode 189 of Fired Up Sports. Check us out at firedupsports.com. I'm Mike Gilletta. Joining me as always, Dom Consul. What's going on, Dom?
Yo, sorry. I don't know if you just saw me like shuffle back here. I
did not.
As you're saying,
I
welcome,
heard it,
I'm like slowly pulling my computer back in. I had to reach for the charger. My phone's about to die. So
It's a tale as old as time. Your phone's about to die.
well, it hasn't been like that in a really long time. Like 3 years. Well, maybe.
It's been a while, but you had to
when
throw
I
it
got my
back.
new phone. When I got my it's not new anymore, but
Right.
when it was new, when I did get a new phone.
Right, you had to throw it
That
back.
was-
You
That
had
was
to-
December of 2023 was the last time I got a phone. So
yeah.
maybe I'm due.
I mean, I feel like those things. At least they used to have like a 2-year shelf life. So you probably are due.
Yeah,
soon.
yeah. And I'm almost at the 3. Well, 2.5.
2.5. Yeah. So you are due.
Yeah.
Um.
Gotta see if I
Uh,
have an
what-
upgrade.
One thing that annoys me is completely unrelated from this. The NHL is dumb. It's playoff hockey.
Okay.
It's playoff hockey, right? And for whatever reason, there's a game that starts tonight at 11 p.m. Why?
It's a bad league.
It's not a bad. It's a bad league. Okay, it's not like full. It's not the worst league, but it just
Well,
doesn't make sense.
I agree with that. Not in terms of if you look at the 4 sports, it has to be last. Not right.
Hold on, in terms of how it's ran or popularity.
Popularity.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree with you. But
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
it's a
No,
bad
I
league,
think
meaning
I
the way
think the
it's ran.
NBA is the worst. The NHL, the MLB are like NHL and MLB are probably like pretty close in terms of like how they're ran, because at least like Major League Baseball like has realized we have to
They're
evolve a little
self-aware.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to adjust some things. So that's why I kind of probably have it over the edge of the NHL. Like, I don't know if the NHL really has like had to do changes like Major League Baseball has. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know. They're pretty like similar, and then it's just the NFL.
I just don't understand how you start a playoff game at 11 o'clock at night.
It's terrible.
It's awful.
And it's 2025. Even all the leagues, like it's 2025. Why is Sunday Night Football 8:30? Like,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, agreed.
There's something I was thinking about yesterday. I can't remember what it was. Did you see that there was a baseball game yesterday that started at 11 a.m.?
I did, yeah.
What was that? Why? Red Sox, White Sox,
So where was that game? Do you know?
Boston.
When is
It was the 4th game of the series, which is weird for a Monday.
when? And I could be completely wrong, and it could be nowhere near this time of year. When is the Boston Marathon?
I think it might have been yesterday.
Because they do that every year. They play like 11 or 12 o'clock. On
I did not know.
Boston Marathon Day.
Not. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I believe it was
They do it
yesterday.
every year. Was it yesterday? Okay, then that makes
Yeah.
sense.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Are they always
every
hosting
year?
that?
Yeah. Every
Okay.
year they do it at 11 a.m. Home game. the
It's
day
weird
of
that it
Boston
was
Marathon.
It's weird that it was the final game of the series.
I guess
on a
it's just,
Monday.
yeah. I don't know.
Unless
Yeah, that
that's
is kind
the
of that is
tradition
kind of
too.
strange. I don't know. I don't know about that far deep, but I do know every Boston Marathon day they play at like 11 a.m.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but it still makes sense.
I'm
You know what? I mean,
I'm a
different-
sucker for tradition.
Yeah, no, I fuck with tradition too in sports,
Yeah.
but like it doesn't really affect me either way. So
No, but I'm sure it's cool for like the city of Boston and like
I
fuck
think-
Boston, but like
yeah, like
you know,
I like, was like looking at our baseball league, and I'm like, I have 2 Red Sox, so
yeah.
on my team. So I like looked at like it was like 11:30 to make sure like any 1
Yeah.
o'clock games that and I saw like 7 points. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think it
And
started at 11:10.
Yeah. So, yeah, but the 11 p.m. is a wild one. Is that the Kings Oilers or?
Then no, Kings Oilers was last night. That is the Golden Knights and Minnesota Wild, I
Gotcha,
believe, is
gotcha.
tonight.
I wasn't
Yep.
sure if that was game 2. I saw that was a crazy ending.
Yeah,
But it's not 4-0 the Oilers, right? And then
the Oilers were down, I think 4-0. Yeah, they came back, tied it late, and then at one point, I think they lost 6-5. I think at one point, I don't remember if the Oilers.
Yeah, it was.
I think, yeah. Then I think it was like 5-4, and then 5-5, and then
Kings went in overtime.
the Kings won with like a minute left in the game in the third period.
Oh, I thought it was overtime.
No, it was
Okay.
late. It was with like a minute left. The Oilers need to find a goalie.
Was it 4-0 in the not the third period?
No.
Okay.
No.
Was that
At first,
that's
maybe
crazy.
first period. I think it was 4-0.
Okay.
The Oilers need to find a goalie. I was on Twitter, and a lot of Oilers, and obviously this is pending the rest of the trial, but a lot of Oilers fans want Carter Hart.
I mean, listen, if that's coming up, isn't it? That trial?
I think it started today.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is kind of. I'm not. Obviously, I don't know how the legal process works, but apparently they like pled not guilty today. So I don't know when. I thought that would have happened forever ago. So I don't know what the next step is, and like how long that process is going to take.
Well, that's like the beginning of trial. Like you,
right? Yeah, but
know.
Once you plead not guilty, isn't it like another, I don't know, handful of months before like the trial starts?
Well, I'm sure you plead not guilty. The other side kind of gets all the information to prove it.
Right.
If you can't settle, then you go to trial, and you
Right.
go into trial saying, "I'm not guilty."
Right. It just seems like it's going to be a long process.
It's probably going to take a few weeks. Like that's and for trials, like that's a long time.
Right.
They're usually like a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But this is like such a big, like.
And it took this long to get to like this point.
Yeah, I mean,
it's happened
happens.
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the process of
Yeah.
law is giving both sides enough time to say, give depositions and
Sure.
all these other things that can we try to settle before.
And I'm sure if it was done in the
This day.
States, too, they like, hey, this is a high profile case. Let's kind of expedite this, but not in Canada. They said, fuck everybody. We're gonna
I guess so.
He's gonna go to the back of the list.
Yeah. A little Lawton Giroux chirping. Game 1 and game 2, right?
I was gonna say I saw game 1. I didn't see tonight, but I heard about it.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, Giroux hacked like a tough guy.
They're probably like, I don't know if they obviously, I don't know if they still talk, but they were pretty close when they were both here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So
that's
I'm sure
why
I'm sure they're friends. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure that's why they,
Yeah.
had a little bit of a jawing back and forth.
Yep. All right, so we can kind of get into the fun part of the show right now because listen, the NFL draft is coming up, a couple days away. We can talk. We'll talk a little bit about it, but like, when
It's
you
just not as exciting when it's pick 32.
yeah, especially when
You
it's
know?
pick 32. There's one of a million things that could happen. So it's kind of hard to talk about. Where like if you have a top 5 or even a top 10 pick, hey, you kind of know who's going to be available. You know
Yeah.
if you want to go up and get a guy like there. You can't plan for 32 because they could either move up, they can move back,
Right.
they could draft somebody that we think is available. They could draft
You have an
somebody off the
idea
board. You
who's
have no
gonna
idea.
be there at 5. You don't have
Right.
an idea who's going to be there at 32.
Exactly. So it's really hard to kind of prepare for it. But I mean, that's the good thing about that comes with territory winning the Super Bowl, right? Like,
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll take that trade off every day, picking 32. But before we get into that, we'll do something a little different on the show. We'll do a little tier list. Now I don't know how you want to. You just want me to share the screen full screen like this, so nobody has to see our mugs. So where did it go? Let's see. Let's do this.
Yeah, because I just think it'd be easier to see.
Okay,
both of us,
that's
'cause
fair.
My eyesight is horrible, so
That's fair.
I can hardly see these. So I might
Right.
need you to tell me what's what.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the list that I compiled was 2000s comedies, which we've talked about a ton on the show, right? Obviously, we did our TV show bracket. We've done a comedy bracket. Like, this is kind of right in our wheelhouse. This list is from 2000 to 2012.
It's funny because we're a sports podcast, but that's topic A, and then topic 1A is like, or like 1B is like comedy movie / TV.
Right. Yeah. All right, so we can start it off. I mean, the first one is 40-Year-Old Virgin. Go ahead.
So before we get into the movies, I just want to say, so we have the superior. Is that superior list? The S.
So this one has God, but we could make it.
Okay, that's what the same thing. So so like that's like to me, the way that I want to do this is is it a good movie? Is it funny? I don't want it to just be like, because some of these are funny but not like great cinema.
Sure.
Some of these are great cinema and great movies, and are hilarious. So like I just want to do all the above. Like it's got to be a great, like, for me to put it in like the God, section, or the God tier. Like it's got to be a great movie. It's got to be hilarious. Like I'm gonna be a little stingy with that, or a little tough with that.
Sure.
Tier, I feel.
Sure. All right, so we got God, A, B, C, and then they don't even have a D. They just have F and never seen. So I kind of like the never seen one, because I'm sure there's a couple in here that we've probably never seen. So
yeah.
All right, starting off with a classic, and I don't think this needs much discussion. 40-Year-Old Virgin. We're putting that in the God tier, right?
I mean, it might be the funniest movie of
it's
the
phenomenal.
2000s.
Now, again, I know me and you talked about this before the show, but there's some of these cover arts that is like cut off.
Yeah.
So I can't tell what this top left one is. I think
is that 50 First Dates?
50 First Dates. That's my guess.
Dates.
Yeah. I would probably put it around BC, if I'm being honest.
Great rom-com.
Yep.
Funny. It's a movie that I tend to put on every single time I see it. I would also have it in that B to C list. Now let me ask you a question. Are we able to move them? Like let's say we put it in B, right? And then we see these other movies that are probably better than 50 First Dates, but like they're more. Are we able to move 50 First Dates to C? Like, are we allowed to do that?
Are you saying will the site let me, or like is
no? I'm sure the site will let you.
It definitely lets you. I would say I think we can move stuff around.
Okay, just because this is like our
this
first
isn't
time
this isn't like a blind ranking,
right? This isn't like the SATs. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So all right, let's start in B.
Let's start in B. Okay, we start in B. All right, this one I believe says "I love you, man." All I see is "man."
I love you, man. It's good.
It's good. I think I put it right around B though.
See, to me, there are so many. Like to me, like B and above has to be like rewatchable, and I would rewatch it. But like there are a million other movies I would probably rewatch over "I Love You, Man."
Yeah.
I'm fine with it being in B. B or C.
Okay, we'll put a B now and see kind of where we go. All right, the next one, Along Came Polly. I loved Along Came Polly for what it's worth.
It was really good, really, really good.
Yeah.
Oh man, that might have to be in B too.
I agree with you.
B, C, yeah, I think B.
Now this is an American Pie, I assume. This is American Reunion, I think.
Okay. That was like 2011, 12?
Okay. When did the first American Pie come out? That was the 90s,
99.
Right? Okay, so yeah, the what make this list. So I believe that's his American Reunion. And I'll put that in F, to be honest. Like I was fine because of the nostalgia factor, but I don't think it was a great movie.
Okay.
If this was American Pie, this goes in God tier.
Okay.
But I think I put it between C and F.
See, I'm in that C to F territory too, but I think I lean a little bit more towards C. It was not as good as the first two American Pies.
The first three,
but
really.
I did really, really like. I saw it in theaters. All right, let's put it in F for now.
Okay. Anchorman. I'm borderline God to A. I think I go A.
See, I think I'm just not into Anchorman like a lot. And I love McKay. I love Will Ferrell. Judd Apatow produced. All three are like in my wheelhouse. I don't love Anchorman, but I'm fine with it being an A.
Okay, yeah. Like I just think I love the movie. Number two, I think it's such an iconic character.
Of course.
That it just kind of goes there. Beer Fest. I love Beer Fest. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yeah.
But is it as popular to go in God or A? Like it's probably around B to C.
I think it's B. I think it's a B.
B.
I do.
Okay.
I agree.
Fair enough. Benchwarmers. It was a little hokey. Like I'd probably go C for this one.
I would go C too. I think it was a little hokey. I think C fits it perfectly because there are some funny moments. Not a great movie. It's not great cinema, but it is funny.
Yeah. Blades of Glory. I think I also go C here.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's so hard that there's not D because like I would probably put that in D. Those last two in D.
I agree.
Because they're not Fs, but I don't think they're Cs either. But I would go Blades of Glory and C. I agree with that.
Borat. Now I have a very unpopular opinion about Borat. I think it sucks. So I would put it in F personally, but you might have a different opinion.
No, I don't like Borat either.
Really?
I think it's kind of stupid. I think there's like two times in the movie I laughed.
Yeah.
I love Sacha Baron Cohen, but yeah, I just didn't really find it that funny. And I thought maybe as an adult I would like it, and I just kind of hate it more than I did when it first came out. So
yeah, I was talking to somebody about this fairly recently, and like they were surprised that I didn't like it. And I was like, maybe I have to watch it again. Maybe like it'll just hit differently now. But if you're saying it didn't, then maybe it won't. I don't know. The next movie, Bruce Almighty. I might go A for this one. I don't know how you feel. I do. I love the movie. It's so good. Now the sequel flat out sucked. I hated the sequel.
What's the sequel?
Evan Almighty with was that Steve Carell? I think.
Yeah.
I thought I didn't like that movie, but Bruce Almighty I thought was great.
Bruce Almighty kind of is the end of that like Jim Carrey run.
Yeah, sure.
I think the highest I could go is B. Personally,
okay, we can put a B. That's fine.
But it's like a B plus.
Yeah. Next one. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. I might put that in God tier. To be honest with you.
I don't know if it's that high. Honestly, I would probably put it in B. But if you wanted to go A, I would go A.
Okay, we could put it A. I think it's a classic. I think it's great. You didn't love it?
I don't think it's aged too well. Not even so much for the fact of the jokes. Yeah. I just don't think it lands. See, that's the problem with some of the Sandler movies is like it's kind of the same like kind of jokes and like it's just kind of the same thing over and over again. It's a great concept. It's good. I just think there are other Sandler movies that are in the A territory. That doesn't mean that's not A. I just probably would pick other things in that A.
Fair enough. Click.
I would.
It's a tough one for me.
So Click and Chuck and Larry are like kind of like in that same boat for me.
I love the movie Click, but when we're talking comedies, like there's a lot of like sad depression in that movie. You know,
it's a darker comedy,
right?
But it's a good movie. Like
it is very good movie.
I would put it in B.
Okay, I don't hate that. Dan in real life.
Would you do C for that?
No, I think B's fair. Like A would be too high. C's probably too low. I think B's fair.
Okay.
Dan in real life. I don't know what that is.
I've never seen it. I know what it is. I've never seen it. I've heard of it.
We'll put that in never seen then. Date night. Like
Date night's good.
Really? I've only seen it once, so maybe I have to give it another go at it. I'll let you grade this one because I don't remember.
I would probably go C.
For me.
Like I think it's better than Borat. Like I'd rather watch Date Night than Borat. Like the F territory for me is like movies that I probably will never want to watch. Like if American Reunion comes on, like maybe I'll watch it, but like so that's why I would put it at C. I would rewatch Date Night. It's not near the other anything else that's in the B, A, or God territory. So
you said C.
Yeah, I would put it in C.
Okay. Fun with Dick and Jane. I've never seen it.
Never seen it either. I've heard of it. Never seen it.
This is Dinner with Schmucks. I've never seen this one either.
It's really good. It's really good. It's Paul Rudd and Steve Carell. Again, like it's one of those movies that probably hasn't like aged too well. I would probably put in that like C to B territory.
Okay, C. What do you think? C?
I would go C. Yeah,
C?
And you know what? Like these movies that are in C, it just doesn't mean that they're not great. It's just there are just far better movies.
And we can't put also there's like 100 fucking movies in this list. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but like
Yeah.
we can't put 90% of them in B. Like we gotta kind of have
Right.
variety here.
Sure.
Dodgeball. I think it's kind of borders between like God and A. It's
I
somewhere
love
in the middle
Dodgeball.
there.
It's not godly or in the God
Yeah.
territory. I would be 110% okay with the A.
A. Okay.
That's where I have it.
I'm curious where you have this next movie. Is one of your favorites, Elf?
Again, man, I'm just gonna be very like
A tough
hard on
critic
this
here.
God territory.
fair.
Elf is definitely a movie. It's like one of the few Christmas. I love Christmas, but like it's one of the few Christmas movies like I could watch all year round. I would probably put it in A personally.
Okay. I think that's
but
fair.
I'd be fine with B.
No, I think A. I think A is fair, especially because like it's an iconic Christmas movie. Really, like.
Yeah.
All right, the next movie, Employee of the Month. Dane Cook and Jessica Simpson. I liked it. Was it a good movie? Probably not.
Agreed.
I think it's probably like a C.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, so I'm not gonna put an F. So I think I put it.
I agree.
C.
I think C is perfect.
Okay.
I would watch it again. I haven't seen it in a long time. I would watch it again, but not on like the first thing on my list.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I think I would put this A.
Oh.
I loved it.
Oh, it's so close.
So close to what, God?
Yeah, but it's just not. But it is definitely an A. It's like probably the closest to. It's probably the closest A for me to go to like be on the borderline of godly.
That's fair. Next one is Funny People. Now, Funny People, dude, I was so excited for it. I thought it was going to be great. I thought it sucked personally. Like, I would put this F.
So I didn't think it sucked. I thought that it was definitely a movie. Like it's not a traditional Sandler movie. It's a Judd Apatow movie. Like
Sure.
it's a dark comedy. It's post like that crazy run that he had, and like before the second run that he had, with like Bridesmaids and all those.
Yeah.
I liked it more than other people did.
But I
haven't seen it 100 times either.
Yeah. When I say it sucked, I don't
You
know
had high expectations for it.
Well, one, I had high expectations, and two, whether it wasn't a terrible movie, I just don't think it was funny. I think it was like a very serious. Story.
But it's kind of in the Click, like the Click.
I think Click was 1,000 times funnier, personally.
No. I'm not saying it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's kind of in the Click dramedy. Like,
sure. Yeah.
It's more than just bit after bit after bit.
Yeah. Personally, I didn't like it. I would put it in F. If you want to put it in fight for C.
No, we could put it in F for now.
Okay. Get Him to the Greek.
Not as good as Sarah Marshall.
Agree.
Obviously, the same character.
It's kind of like a spin-off.
Yeah, couple of quotes from that movie. When he's in the club and Jonah Hill's in the club and he goes up and he sees the kid who plays Draco Malfoy, and he goes, "Wingardium Leviosa," and he goes, "Yeah, real funny, man." I would probably have it in that like F to C. I don't have any desire to like want to watch it again, but it was solid.
It was good enough. Yeah, it was good enough. I think we put it in C.
See, I personally liked Funny People more than Get
Did you really?
But yeah, but again, like I'm just an Apatow like lunatic, so like
yeah.
I don't even know if that was Apatow Get Him to the Greek. I know Sarah Marshall was, but
to be honest, I'm not sure if it was. It probably was, I would imagine. Get Smart.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. So we could put that in the never seen category. Good Luck Chuck. I personally love Good Luck Chuck.
Never seen it.
I would put it between. It's another Dane Cook movie. It's better than Employee of the Month.
Which one is that?
Good Luck Chuck is Dane Cook and Jessica Alba, where the story is basically he gets a hex put on him when he was a child, and any girl that he dates or sleeps with, basically the next guy they see after him gets married and has all this success with their love life basically, and he's trying to break the hex of being the guy. He basically falls in love with the Jessica Alba character, and Jessica Alba. He's trying not to get her to go to somebody else because, according to the hex that was put on him, she's going to find somebody else and marry that next guy, basically.
I feel like I've seen like parts of it, but I'm not enough to.
I think I would put it in B.
Okay.
This is Grown Ups.
Okay.
I love Grown Ups.
I love Grown Ups too. I like the second. So here's my thing that I get a lot of shit for. I think
Okay.
Grown Ups 1 is a better movie. I think Grown Ups 2 makes me laugh more. But I
That's
do
fair.
love Grown Ups.
Yeah.
I would put it in B though.
B? Really?
Yeah,
That's surprising.
yeah. I don't think it's A territory. I just don't have it with Dodgeball and Sarah Marshall and those other ones. But yeah, personally, I would put it in B.
Yeah. Hall Pass. I think I would put this at F.
I love Hall Pass.
Really? I look okay. So to be fair, I watched it once, and I don't know that
Yeah.
I was really all paying attention. Like I don't know. I just didn't hit.
Rewatch that one. That's
Okay.
definitely a good rewatch.
Okay.
Dude, she's like what? She goes on his computer and she's like, what's cockgobblers.com? And he goes, it's where I get my weather.
That's good. It's a good line. I'll have to watch. I'll have to watch it again. I'll take.
Yeah. I would put it in C. I love it, but I would put it in C personally.
Okay.
It's not as good as those others, B and Godly, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a rewatch.
The next one, Horrible Bosses.
Horrible Bosses is really good.
I love Horrible. I thought it was great.
Do I have it with Sarah Marshall, Dodgeball, Anchorman, Elf?
It's close.
It is close.
I think it's close. I might put it there.
All right, let's put it there.
Let's put it B. No, let's put it B. Let's put it B. It's fine. Hot Fuzz. I've never seen it.
Never heard of it.
Okay, I've heard of it and never seen it. Hot Rod. Never seen it.
Hot Rod again is it's okay. See, the problem with Hot Rod is I think it would probably have done really well if there wasn't a million movies like these, all coming out at the same time. With that being said, I would probably put it at C.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. All right, the next one, Just Go With It.
It's a good one.
I like Just Go With It. I thought it was good. Also, half of this list is Adam Sandler.
Yeah, and he just owns B, the B tier.
Yeah.
That's probably where it is for me. It's a good rom-com.
Yep. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Knocked Up.
Personally,
we're putting that in God tier, right?
Okay. All right. Thank God, because I think it is the most underrated comedy of this time.
I agree.
It is so quotable. I could watch it every single day. See, that's the thing is I could probably watch Elf and Dodgeball every day too, and Sarah Marshall. But 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, and there's a couple other probably on this list that I could literally watch every single day.
It's a girl. Buy some pink shit.
Yeah. That was what I posted when we posted we were having a girl.
Yep.
I posted. It's a girl. Buy some pink shit.
It's a great line. It's a fantastic. Fucking great line.
So many quotable lines. I quote those two movies. I quote every day.
It's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. What's this next one? Me, Myself, and Irene. Is that what that says?
I've never seen it. Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. We gotta do the next two together. Meet the Fockers and Meet the Parents. They're both on this list.
Meet the Parents is close, dude. If it's not godly, it's A.
God?
It's A. I'd be comfortable with A.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's not going to God, to be honest. I liked it. I liked it a lot. But I don't know if I'm putting that in God tier, to be honest.
It's fair.
Meet the Fockers. Where do you put that one? It's not as good as Meet the... Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as Meet the Parents, but it's really good. I think I put it at B. If you ever get around to it, I would watch it. I think it's really good.
I've seen parts of it. I just have never seen the whole thing to really have an opinion.
I can't tell what this says. Does that say Mr. Deeds? Is that what this says? This.
Yes, that's Mr. Deeds.
Right here. Yeah.
Yep.
I liked it. I think it's a tad overrated. I think I go C.
So I don't think a lot of people. I like it more than most, but I don't think a lot of people have it in that Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore range. I'm comfortable with C. I like C.
I believe this is Nacho Libre.
I've never seen Nacho Libre.
Neither have I. That's what that looks like, right?
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite.
You hate Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay, I don't hate it. I laughed and I thought it was funny, but the actual movie itself I thought sucked. But it's one of the good movies that you like, or I'm sorry, the bad movies.
One of the
that are
bad
good.
movies.
Yeah, yeah. So like, because we only have 3 Fs, like I probably would put it in that tier because I just don't think it's a great movie, and obviously the budget was really low, and
Yeah.
the acting sucked. But I think it was like, it had some charm because of how bad it was. But just on this list, I think I put it in F.
Okay.
Where would you put it?
I would probably put it C, but that's just me. But we could put it F. That's fine.
Okay, all right. Night at the Museum. I'll be honest, I've never seen it.
It's a kids movie. It's
Sure,
not
I've
like
never seen it.
like an adult movie. I think I saw the second one in theaters. It was like the last day of 7th grade for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's not a bad movie, but like I'm
Like-
sorry, it's probably an F. Like
An F? Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
I love Ben Stiller too.
Yeah. Old School. I'm curious
I
where you go
think-
with this one.
Okay, so you can ask Vince Vaughn, you can ask Judd Apatow, you can ask Adam McKay, all these people. This was the movie. Now, there's something about Mary in the '90s kind of opened up the raunchiness more than anything, and that's what kind of led to American Pie, and kind of opened up doors for. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my headphones. It might have been my headphones. American Pie. I mean, not American Pie. Old School kind of really put Will Ferrell on the map. It opened up doors for Elf. It opened up doors for Anchorman. Opened up doors for McKay, Will Ferrell, Judd Apatow. Without this movie, I don't think you get all of these movies, or most of these movies at least. I don't think it's godly, but it's got to be A, in my opinion.
I'll be honest. I might fight for God. I might fight for God tier. I love this is
love it
this is
too.
an all timer for me, and I think it's iconic. I think it's quotable. There's a line in the movie that might be one of the most quotable lines in the history of cinema.
Okay.
There's 2 lines I'm thinking of. I'm curious if you could get one of them. There's 2 incredibly quotable lines from that movie, and I want to see if you.
Is it We're going streaking?
That's one of them. Yeah.
I don't know if I can get the other one.
You're my boy, Blue.
Oh, yeah,
Another
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
I might go God here. If you want to put
Alright.
A, we can, but
No.
I think I would fight for God
let's
here.
let's go godly or God tier, and then we can reevaluate at the end.
Sure, because
most of them.
I think it is tough. Because here's where I'm at. I think it's better than all the movies that we have in A tier right now, but I don't think it's as good as the 40-Year-Old Virgin or Knocked Up. So I think it's kind of right there. I think it's right.
Okay.
I think right now I'll put it with God, and we'll see kind of where it lies.
See,
up.
I have it more with like on par with. See, I think 40-Year-Old Virgin. A lot of people would agree. I think Knocked Up. Not a lot of people are going to agree with us, but fuck them because I think we're right. I think that it. Oh man, I don't want to say that it's better than Knocked Up, but I really think it's in that like dodgeball Sarah Marshall thing. For me, I'm fine with it in Godly though.
Okay.
Or God tier.
Next on the list, Our Idiot Brother. I've never seen it.
Never heard of it.
Okay. What does this say? Race? Race.
I don't
I've never
know.
heard of this either. Have you?
No.
Okay. Next, Role Models.
Unpopular opinion was not
No.
for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was so good.
Maybe I'll give it another shot, but
Yeah, watch it again. I think it's so good. Like I would put this. It wouldn't be godly, but I would flirt with the A tier for this one. But if you want to go,
no,
C,
I'm
B, or
fine with
C,
putting it A because I know I'm in the minority for it. I know a lot of people love role models.
watch it
So
again.
I'm gonna give you your wherever you want to put it, but it just didn't do much for me. But
When's the last time you watch it again? That's all I'll say.
a few years ago, yeah, it's been long enough to where I probably should give it another shot.
Give it another shot. I think you'll like it.
I have another huge unpopular opinion. I don't know if it's on here, but if it's not, we'll talk. It should be, but we'll talk about it when it comes.
Okay. School of Rock.
So here's the thing with School of Rock. Is it a great movie? It's honestly it's close, but I think it's more of like a nostalgic thing for me.
So I'll be honest, we the other night, literally, like this was maybe Saturday night, we were looking for shit to watch for the kids, and we put this on because like they're kind of in the music right now, and we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a kiddie movie. Like, let's throw this on. They loved it. They
Dude,
thought it was
it's
they
so
thought it was
good.
great. Yeah,
It's
they thought it
so
was great.
good. And you know, it kind of flirts with kid movie versus like, and also like
Sure,
it
yeah,
bridges the gap between the kid and the adult. It's not the kid movie like Night at the Museum where the parents like whatever, but like it's also not Knocked Up or 4-Year-Old Virgin, where
right.
like the kid's like lost. But fuck it, dude. I would go A. Honestly,
A.
yeah,
Okay.
it's so good.
I don't hate it. I don't hate A.
Would you rather it be in B?
It's between A or B. I'm
Okay.
fine with either one. I could
Me
hear an
too,
argument
honestly.
for both. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to put it in B, we can move it. If
No,
if
we keep it in
okay.
A. Or we'll talk at the end maybe. Semi-pro. I didn't love. I thought it was
Neither
fine.
did I. It was fine.
Like C.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Next on the list, Sex Drive.
I love Sex Drive.
I liked it. I don't know that I loved it. Like I thought it was fine.
I've
like,
watched it
B to
100
C.
times. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
I've
yeah.
only seen it like a few.
Dude, it like the sucky thing about it is like Euro Trip already happened, and like it was just kind of like a smaller scale Euro Trip.
Yeah.
I loved it, but again, that doesn't mean that like it automatically goes in like one of the top tiers. For me, I would probably put it BC, but I'm fine with either. If you think it's a C, I'm fine with that. It's not an F though.
I agree. It's not an F. Shallow Hal.
It's been a while.
I'd probably put it like C. I thought it was
Yeah, I would
fine.
put it C. The only thing I like really, really remember from that movie is Jason Alexander like kind of has like a tail.
Yeah, you know you're right.
But other than that, like it's fine.
Next, Shaun of the Dead.
I've never seen it.
I thought it was pretty good. Because one, I'm not really like a horror movie fan, and this is obviously like a spoof, a
Yeah.
horror movie spoof. But I thought it was fine. I'd probably go like C to F. I was put it in
Okay.
C.
I'm fine.
I don't think it was bad enough to put in F. I thought it was pretty funny. Starsky and Hutch. This is obviously the remake with Jessica.
Yeah, it was
Simpson
fine.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
like
fine
C
with
to
C or
F,
F.
probably.
Yeah,
Let's put an F because I feel like we don't have that many Fs here.
yeah. If Napoleon Dynamite's if Napoleon Dynamite's an F, that's definitely an F.
That's fair. All right. Here's one we might have to debate on. Step
Yeah.
Brothers.
I think you're gonna put it in the A. I'm gonna put it in the God territory.
Well, if it was me, I'd put it between like B or C. But there's no
Really?
chance. Yes, I didn't love it. I thought it was just fine.
Wow. Okay.
But I know you're gonna put it in God. A lot of other people are gonna put it in God. I'm fine putting it in A if you can.
I'll
if you want to compromise with me.
I'll
Alright.
compromise with A.
Okay.
But it's like number 1 in A.
I think it's fair. Although like you're probably gonna be like pissed off because like Step Brothers you probably like better than Old School, right? And we put Old School in God.
It's close.
Okay.
Dude, Old School is great. It's close, but probably yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm proud. But again, this isn't just my list; it's our list. You know.
Okay, fair enough. Super Troopers.
I've seen parts of it. From what I've seen, I liked it. But I haven't seen enough of it to like give an opinion.
Okay, I love Super Troopers. It's a very cult following.
Yeah,
like,
but
kinda
it's the
niche.
Beer Fest guys, right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'd probably put it around C.
Okay.
I thought Beer Fest was better for what it's worth.
Yeah. This next one's not even. You don't even have. We don't even talk about it.
Super bad. We're putting that
Yeah.
in God, obviously.
Yeah.
Talladega Nights.
You know how I feel about it. I think it's a little overrated.
Okay.
Huge Will Ferrell, Adam McKay guy. Love John C. Reilly.
I think this is a B.
Agreed.
But like, okay, all right, fair enough.
I agree
I
with
think it's a
that.
B.
I thought you were gonna go A to Godly, which I would have
No,
said for A,
no.
but I think it is a B.
Yeah, I think it's a B. I think it's fair. Like I like it and I think it's funny and there's a lot of good moments, but like overall as a movie, I don't think it's an A or a God.
Sure.
I can't tell what this next fucking movie is.
Pineapple
What
Express.
is that what that is?
I can't. Yeah, I think that's Pineapple Express. Yep.
Okay. Okay. I like Pineapple Express a lot.
I would probably have it in the B territory.
I think it's fair.
I'm fine with A. If you want to put it in A,
No,
that's fine.
I'm fine with B. So when it first came out, I loved it. I think I watched it like back, a couple years ago, and like I wasn't as in love with it as I once was.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with B. Next one is Ted.
So here's the thing with Ted.
Oh, here we go.
There are two movies, and they both kind of correlate in a way. A lot of people love Ted. I've only seen it once. I hated it.
Really?
Yes.
I was ready to fight hard to put this in the A tier.
I'll give you B.
Okay,
and that's
fair.
being generous.
All right, fair. You really didn't like it.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's not the jokes. I love Seth MacFarlane. I just can't stand what's his face? Why am I drawing a blank?
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I'm not a big Wahlberg guy. He created.
I'm not
God.
either. I'm not like I think he's fine, but I think his character's just perfect in Ted. And like he's obviously not even the funny part. Like it's the fucking talking bear
Yeah,
and the
right.
Seth MacFarlane's just fucking hilarious in it. Did you see the Ted TV show at all on was it Hulu?
I did not. Is that like he's not in it? He's younger, right? It's like a younger version of him.
Mark Wahlberg's not in it, correct? Yeah, he's young. Obviously, Seth MacFarlane still does the voice of Ted, but yeah, it's I think he's like 12 or 13 or something like that, kind of going through school and life, and he has this bear. It's so good. It's so funny.
So here's the thing. So Ted and the other guys I hated because of Wahlberg. It's funny because I love.
We can go to the other guys.
Is that on there?
It is on. It is on.
A lot of people love them. A lot of people love both of those movies, and it's just like, but I have not seen either of them since they probably came out. Here, those two and Pineapple Express, I have to watch again because I haven't seen Pineapple Express in a really long time. And a lot of people love those three movies. I'm gonna put them. They're gonna be my next three movies I'll watch.
Okay.
I'll do it in that order. I'll do Ted, other guys, and then, and if I like Ted, I'll watch the show.
Yeah, dude, the show is so good. I was pissing myself, and they just got renewed for a new season. They might have filmed it already. I think it might be coming out fairly soon. I have no idea what this movie is right here. Does that look familiar to you at all?
Can you zoom in at all?
No, I don't think so.
I can't tell what that is. Yeah, I don't know.
I can't read that at all. All right, so we'll just put that at the end of the list because I have no idea what that says. All right, next, The Hangover.
I think it's God.
I'm gonna put it A, but if you want to put it God, we could do that. Oh shit, what did I do with it? We'll put it in God.
Yeah, I just think nobody was expecting it to be as funny as it was. I think you can make an argument that. What is it? So what do we have in God territory? 4-year version, Knocked Up.
Old School, Superbad, Hangover.
I think you can make an argument that 4-year Virgin, Superbad, and Hangover are the three funniest movies of the 2000s.
Okay.
I think Old School's close. I don't think Knocked Up is up there, but like in terms of being the funniest movie of this time period. Although I love it, but I think you have to put it in God territory.
Okay.
God tier.
Fair enough. Longest Yard.
I'm fine with B. I think it was a good movie. I think it's funny. It's rewatchable. It's not like I don't think it's like a top 5 or 7 Adam Sandler movie. But like it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Are you good with B?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with B there. Sorry, I'm stalling because I'm trying to figure out what one of these movies are. Because did we talk about this before the show started? This one, where is it? The third one in. What movie was that?
That looks like is that My Boy or what's the Adam Sandler?
Oh, That's My Boy.
Oh no, Jack and Jill. That's what that looks like. Look up the Jack and Jill movie poster.
All right, hold on. I'm looking this up. No, it's not Jack and Jill.
No.
I have no idea what that
is.
In
like comedy with a bride and a groom on the cover, like something like that. I don't know.
All right, we'll see if this comes up. No, nothing.
That looks like a bride and groom, right?
Does where is it at? No.
The third one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the third one. No, it doesn't look like a bride. That looks like two dudes.
Look up My Boy. Or what? Like that's My Boy. That's what that might be. Because there's definitely a guy in like a suit.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's my boy.
Okay,
Yep,
okay.
you are correct.
He's in a
That's
suit,
what that
right?
is. Yep. So that's my boy. Let's do that one. I thought it was fine. Like a
I've never
C.
seen it.
I thought it was fine. I'd be fine putting it C. All right. So we talked about it for a second, but we didn't rank it. The other guys.
I haven't seen it in a long time, and I've only seen it once, and I didn't really particularly love it.
Also, apparently, this is going to be our entire show tonight because this is we're already almost an hour.
Let's try to like rip through this.
All right, the other guys.
Wherever you want to put it, fine with B or C, whatever.
I'll put.
If you want to put it,
I didn't love it. Tropic Thunder.
That's my other hot take. I didn't love Tropic Thunder when I first saw it. But I understand putting it in the God territory or A.
To be honest, I'll put it B. I thought it was
really.
Good. I thought it was good. I
Okay.
didn't think it was some incredible movie. Why do you think it belongs in A?
I'm just surprised. I thought you would have it in.
Where would you put it?
Probably B.
Okay,
but that's just because I haven't seen it in a long time, and I didn't really love it the first time.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I don't even know what that is.
Never heard of that.
What are you doing on this list? The next one we don't have to talk about.
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers and God. We're the Millers. I'm curious where you go here.
Very, very, very good. Very quotable. I've seen it. I watch it every single time it's on. That being said, I'd probably put it in B, but I would be okay with A.
I think I go A. To be honest with you,
I'm fine with A.
I thought it was so funny.
Agreed.
Yes, Man.
Never seen it.
I thought it was fine, like C. You mean Dupree? I've never seen.
Never seen it. Again,
Zach,
after Bruce Almighty, I've never, I don't watch. I haven't watched much Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's fair. Zach and Miri make a porno.
This to me is a top 10 rom-com of all time. No, that's probably like a flaming hot take. Personally, I have it in A. But if you wanted to put it in B, I'd be okay with that.
You said B?
No, I would have it in A. But if you wanted to put it in B,
no, we could. Sorry, we put it in B. I was distracted.
It's
or we put
it in
A
for me.
Don't mess with the Zohan.
I hated it personally.
Yeah, to be honest, I would put it like C to F.
Yeah, I put it in
F.
Yeah.
All right, Zombieland. I've never seen it.
Oh, Zombieland's really good. It's not hilarious, but I would probably have it in A or B. Let's throw it in B. I would put it in B.
Okay.
Let's be fair.
Throw it in B. All right. Zoolander.
I've never seen it. It's great.
It's good. I don't know if I use the word great. I'd put it B to C.
Okay. I would put it in B. I think it deserves to be in B.
And then I found out this last one is Tenacious D, The Pink of Destiny.
Oh.
The Pick of Destiny, sorry. That's
again, that's a Napoleon Dynamite horrible movie that's it's so bad that it's so good. Dude, honestly, I'm gonna put it in B. But
B.
It probably doesn't deserve to be in B. It probably deserves to be lower, but I just love it so much.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
a bad movie, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those bad movies that you love.
I've never seen it. But all right, so if you're looking back now to wrap this all up, we're an hour into the show almost.
Yeah.
What do you think of this list?
I mean, personally, I would have Step Brothers up there, but it's our list, so I'm fine with it.
Just to make
no.
Here we go. I'll put it up there.
It's better.
You let me have Old School, so I'll let you have Step Brothers.
I would have Tropic Thunder in B, but I just feel like we're gonna get shit for that.
Tropic Thunder is in B.
I'm good. What's that?
Tropic Thunder is in B, or you would have it in A. You're saying?
No, I have it in B, but I think people are gonna give a shit for not having it in God territory. Honestly,
really God? I don't know.
Yeah, people love Tropic Thunder. Can you screenshot this at all and send it to me? I'm gonna send it to a few people.
I'm sure I could
bash us.
I'm sure that I could. Let's see if I could download it. All right. Yeah, well, I think I got that. I think it downloaded. So we'll see. All right. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get shit for it. We're gonna get shit for it no matter what that list was.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Back to sports.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was gonna take that long.
Neither did I, but there were also 1,000 movies on that list. I wanted to get something that had like 15 movies tops, but
Yeah.
no, the thing I picked out a ton. That's fine. Anyway, um, so the Eagles have the draft Thursday night, 32. Like we said, really not a whole lot of planning. I know we talked a little bit about it last week, but kind of where are you expecting to go? Honestly, again, one of a million things could happen. So
I'm
I don't
curious.
know where their mind is.
I have a feeling if a guy is there at 20 to 25 that they really, really like, I just feel like they'll move up. There's a name that is that's intriguing, and I've seen some of his tape. Obviously, we talk about this every year around the draft.
Mhm.
They only show the highlights. Like I get it,
Sure.
but just imagine having this guy who wreaked havoc in the SEC and next to Jalen Carter, and that's Walter Nolan.
Okay.
He's a defensive tackle, nose tackle, whatever, more defensive tackle that played at Ole Miss. They had a really good year, good defense. Went against LSU and Alabama and all those teams. Very, very good player. I would be intrigued to see if he's in play at all at 32 or moving up for him. We talked about a couple guys. There's another guy on the list too. Who's the guy that you said last week from Texas A&M? You said a guy from Texas A&M, right?
No, it's a guy from, I think, was it Tennessee? I forget his whole. Tennessee and South Carolina, I think, were the two schools.
Okay, good. So the kid from Texas A&M is also being talked about in like that 20 to 25 range that the Eagles could potentially move up to get. I think both of those guys, Walter Nolan and the kid from, I can't remember his name, from Texas A&M were both here, I think, for a top 30 visit.
Okay. I'm trying to find.
I'm intrigued by that a little bit to see if that's something to do. I think they go offensive line. Can't remember if I said that on the show last week.
You talking? Were you talking the edge rusher from Texas A&M?
Yeah,
Shamar Stewart.
it might be. Yeah,
He's this latest mock draft has him going 10 to Chicago.
So there are some people that think he may drop a little bit if he reaches that like 20 to 23 range. There are people saying that the Eagles could really try to move up to get him.
Yeah, the guy that I was talking about is from the edge rusher from Tennessee, James Pierce Jr.
Right.
And then there's a safety from South Carolina. I'm drawing a blank on his name. His name is long, and I couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah.
Nick Scorton is another one from Texas A&M as well. He's predicted to go 27th.
Is he an edge rusher?
Yep.
I think it was the other guy.
That's the other guy?
I think it was the other guy.
Nick Amenwori is the guy I was talking about, safety from South Carolina.
I just don't see them drafting safety in the first round. Not saying I'm against that idea, but like against the idea of taking a safety in the first round, but I just like it's just like with the Eagles, they don't draft running backs, they don't draft.
So this mock draft has the Eagles taking Donovan Ezeurueku. I'm not. Yeah. It's a tongue twister there, but edge rusher from Boston College.
Right.
How many? I'm curious. I'd be curious how many studs come out of Boston College.
I think he was Luke Kuechly. I think he
was he Boston College? Kuechly?
Yeah. I think he was a guy that at the beginning of the draft process, the beginning of the college football season, was like a higher, value pick, and then throughout the season and the combine and the pro days, he's dropped a little bit. Doesn't mean he's a bad player or not a good player or not going to be good, but
Matt Ryan from Boston College.
Yeah, Matt Ryan went to BC.
It kind of ends there. AJ Dillon, Zay Flowers.
Right, true. Yeah. Oh yeah, Zay Flowers. Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, it drops off.
Luke Kuechly, right? Luke Kuechly was on there.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly was there. Yep. Doug Flutie. Matt Hasselbeck.
Okay. No, they're NFL players. Like it's
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm just very curious to see if they move up, if they move back. I'm gonna be pissed if I stay up till midnight to watch them just move back. Like
that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Of course, like in 2018 when Lamar when Baltimore moved up to switch with the spots with the Eagles and they took Lamar and
yep,
it's 100% gonna happen. I'm gonna be tired on Friday morning, but yeah, I'm here for it. So we shall see.
Yep. I'm sure that's definitely gonna happen, and we'll talk about all the picks when they make them. We'll talk about that next week. All right, so obviously, like, not a whole lot going on with the Phillies because obviously it's a long season, and we talked a little bit about last week. Is it too early to, be worried or be concerned
Panic. Yeah.
or panic? This team's just inconsistent. Like I think there are more holes on the team right now than there were a year ago. I think, and we talked about it a little bit in the last couple of shows where Dombrowski has his work cut out for him coming, approaching the trade deadline. And if he fails like he did the last 2 years, then I'm ready to move on from Dave Dombrowski.
I'm a Dombrowski guy. I'm a Thompson guy.
Sure. Yep.
I just think so. I'm just so curious to see if, or to maybe find out if the reason they didn't spend money or a ton of money this offseason was because they just really did feel like they weren't missing much, or did the owner just not want to pay certain guys? Maybe he didn't want to pay a guy like Pete Alonso. Not that he wouldn't pay somebody a lot of money, but like, did he just not want to pay Pete Alonso, and did he not want to pay Juan Soto's, price tag? So I'm curious to see if it's like that or like.
Well, I think the one side of maybe not the free agent spending money thing, but I think the reason they didn't go out and make a big trade is because the two players people are asking for, Aiden Miller and Justin Crawford, they knew they didn't have long-term pieces in Alec and Brandon Marsh.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I think the whole Bohm thing was, hey, teams calling in and saying, hey, what's the price tag for Bohm? And the Phillies said X, Y, and Z, and every single team was saying, well, I was thinking this. And there was both teams, the Phillies, whatever the Phillies were asking for was going to be way too much, and whatever the team that was calling about him was probably offering way too less. So like, that's probably why they didn't move on from Bohm this offseason. Listen, Bohm's an MLB player. He's not a bad player. But like, they just need more productive at bats from a guy that plays third base. I've been saying it for 4 years. Like, they need a guy there that hits for a little bit more power. I want to see him pull the ball. It's great he could hit the ball to right field. But like, for my third baseman, I want to see him rip one down the line. I want to see him put one over the fucking fence in left field. Like, it just doesn't happen. And I just think you get more productive, more productivity out of somebody who does that and plays third base for you. If you told me like you have a guy that hits 15 and 20 homers that gets you close to 100 RBIs, but plays like great Gold Glove defense, sure, okay, yeah. Like what did Matt Chapman do last year? I know he had a lot of errors, but like I'm not sure how many homers he hit last year RBIs, but like
2 years ago, didn't he put up 40 or 50?
I'm not sure. I was gonna say, but a few years ago he was Matt Chapman that we're accustomed to seeing. But like a Nolan Arenado, like he can't be worse than Alec Bohm. Like, but I just don't know that Aiden Miller is gonna come up and play third base. I feel like they would put him at third base right now if they felt like he was gonna come up and play third base. He's playing shortstop.
Sure. Also, I was thinking of Matt Olson, not Matt Chapman.
Oh,
Chapman
yeah.
had what are you looking for? Home runs?
Last year. Home runs, RBIs,
20,
average.
27 home runs.
Okay.
Yeah. 78 RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, like, just imagine having that guy behind Harper. And
Sure.
You could have Schwarber and Turner, as your 1-2. And don't get me wrong, like, those guys don't fall off trees. Like, I get it. Like, a close to 30 homer guy just doesn't fall off trees. But
that's why I wanted Bregman.
Yeah, but again, like Bregman, like, paying him $40 million a year is a lot of money. Like,
I think he's worth it.
What's he doing so far?
I could look for you.
And I like Bregman a lot.
I think he's been pretty fucking good. I
like Bregman a lot. But again, like, was was the owner okay with saying, did he just not want to pay Bregman $40 million a year? Did he not want to pay Pete Alonso and Juan Soto their price tag? Like, I don't know what it was that stopped him from making moves.
He's batting .297,
Okay.
4 home runs, 16 RBIs.
I mean, a lot of that also plays in the fact that he's playing at Fenway too. Like he's the perfect hitter for Fenway.
Yep.
But no,
he's also a really good fielder too.
He's a good fielder. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
His playoff numbers are like up and down, but I agree. I mean, I think he's way better than Bohm. I would rather have Bregman than Bohm. So like, sure, but I really think this team is going to say when Adrian Miller comes up, he'll play a little bit of third, he'll play a little bit of short, he'll play a little bit of second. I think personally they're gonna if he comes up this year, I think they're gonna say Stott goes against righties, Miller goes against lefties, and then next season they finally ask Turner to move to center or Stott to center and put Turner at second and Miller.
Also, not for nothing, Adrian Miller not playing well right now.
No, he's
has not had a good start.
No, he hit a couple hits the other day, but so I think he's got a hitting streak right now. So he's been figuring it out a little bit.
Dude, Crawford,
yeah, that's how bad it was that he's like on a hitting streak. I mean, I think Bohm's has like an 8-game hitting streak or something. He's hitting like under 200. So like it takes a long time to get that average up. I think Crawford was the same way. Crawford was hitting like 200 until like 3 days ago, or
really?
like 4 days ago. Yeah, he's hitting like I think 290 right now. But like he was like when people were calling like saying to call him up, he was hitting like 215.
Yeah, it's 293 right now.
Yeah. So and he's had a couple like 4 hit games. The last few games.
No home runs though, so definitely not. Don't expect any power if you come.
No, if you expect that from him at all, it's not.
Right, it's not the type of guy he is.
But he hits the ball on the ground a lot. But you know what? It gets in the holes, and
I'd rather those hits than no hits.
I'd rather him just make contact at this point.
Right? Yeah,
you can't even get that. I mean, Rojas is playing well right now, but at least like put the ball in play. Use your speed. Marsh can't even do that.
Marsh is just irrelevant right now. He's useless.
So,
and then you talk about the bullpen problem that this team has.
It's
there's like one guy in the bullpen that I trust, and I don't even I don't even fully trust him.
Right, that's like
because like I've seen him have absolute fucking meltdowns.
Yeah.
Hasn't this year, but I've seen. And
you know what, dude? He was great last year too. Like he started off horrible, but he really figured it out. Really, the whole bullpen started off bad last year.
Sure.
It's just so early. It's too early to like sit here and say like the hitting's a problem, the bullpen's a big problem. Like it's a concern, definitely. I'm not saying either is not a concern, but I just think like you have to get to like mid to late May to like really say, okay, this is the problem. This, look at the Phillies the last, in 22 and 23. They were bad until June, and they made the playoffs and they made deep playoff runs.
Yep.
But I just think it's a marathon, not a sprint.
No, I get that, but there's work to be done in terms.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what, Romano? Like, I don't know what he did tonight. I know he pitched a little bit. I've missed half the game, but last time I looked, it was 2-1. Now it's 5-1. But I don't know what he did tonight, but. They fixed an issue with him. He looked really good for like 3 or 4 games, and then he had that, horrible game on what was it? Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, no, Saturday.
Saturday.
They almost blew a fucking 11-5 lead.
Right. If you can't put him
11-4, whatever it was,
in a 9-point or 7-point lead, 7-run lead, like where can you put him?
Right.
But again, like maybe that was just a bad outing. If he fixed his issues and he looked really good for 3 or 4 outings and then came out and just kind of got lit up, like sometimes that happens.
One inning, no hits, a walk, and a strikeout.
Okay. No runs given up. So like it's that's what I'm saying. Like the outing against Miami could have just been a bad outing. He just didn't have it that day, and that happens. So like I'm not on board with everybody who's like ready to just officially write him off. I'm not far from it, but
Right.
you know,
He's
at
gonna
least
have
he
to
fixed.
earn a lot more
At
trust.
least he did what not a lot of athletes in today's in all sports do. He went up like you have guys like Turner and Castellanos who refused for years to fix to adjust their plate discipline.
Sure. Yeah.
And you know, at least Romano said, Romano said,
Romana.
you know, I will come out and I will fix what I have to fix to get better, and he did that, and he looks better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
Stout
I
looks
j-
good in the leadoff spot.
Yeah. Yep.
But you know what? The bullpen is the biggest concern for me because it's 162 games. The bats they're gonna hit and they're gonna go cold. That's just every. You know,
I just look at the roster and I don't think they're gonna touch the infield like as much as
at the deadline.
the deadline. Like, as much as Bones kind of like a hit or miss, or there's criticism, warranted for Bones. I don't think they're moving them, at least not during the season.
No.
They're not obviously touching Turner or Stott or Harper at first. I think hello cat. So I don't think they're touching the infield, but I think you need one, maybe two outfielders at the deadline. You need a bench bat. You need one, maybe two relievers. Like I just think there's a lot of work to be done, and maybe you don't necessarily trade for two relievers, but you have to trade for at least one reliever, and then bring up maybe a painter if you think he's ready, and move Suarez to the bullpen. Like that could be your addition too, I guess. But
Yeah.
the bullpen just needs an overhaul, in my opinion.
No, I agree with all of that. I think outfield is the number one thing in the lineup. I agree they're not going to do anything in the infield, dude. I'll even one up it, and I'll say they don't do anything big at the deadline because that's Dombrowski. As big of a fan of
That's a failure.
100%.
Yeah.
As big of a fan as I am of Dombrowski, and I will tell you, like he has not had even a decent deadline as a Phillies president. So like, that's a problem if you're really trying to compete and you can't identify that you need help in certain spots because he said, all right, we'll bring in Austin Hayes last year and he sucked and he was dead for half of it. And then you go out and you say, all right, well, we'll go out and get an upgrade in Kepler, but like, is he that much?
Not much of an upgrade.
He's not much. He's better, but he's not much of an upgrade. He's a way better fielder. He's a way better fielder.
Yeah.
He actually makes contact. I just think he's hitting a lot of bad luck. He hits the ball hard. He hits it right to them, though.
I think he's fine. Like he's a fine player.
I agree. No, I agree. It's a shame he can't play center field, defensively. Because I would, if he was a good defender, and he's a solid defender. If he was a really good defender, sign me up. I'm fine with him.
He's a fine defender. Yeah, he's a fine defender in left field, where like arguably your worst fielder on the diamond.
Honestly, no, dude. I think he's a good fielder. I do.
I'm not saying he's the worst fielder on the team. I'm just saying in left field, usually it's where you stick.
No, for sure, for sure. That Marsh looks like a great left fielder, like defensively. Right. So, Kepler's a right fielder. Like his glove is for right field, his bat is for right field. He just can't play right field here. And he's just not good enough defensively, probably to play center field. So, like, if you go out and make an addition to center field, if Justin Crawford's not the guy, like, you're gonna have to go get a guy that hits a lot of homers to make up for the fact that you don't have a left fielder that hits like a left fielder.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is. Like, is that Luis Robert? Like, obviously, they're asking for a lot of.
And I don't think I haven't checked in on him recently. I don't think he's having a particularly great year.
I think, fantasy wise, I just played him this week.
Okay.
Fantasy wise, he's okay. Like, not great, but not bad. But I don't know what his numbers are. But it's really hard to be good on that team.
Sure. He's batting at 145.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's
2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and again on that team, I can't really put the RBIs against you, but when you're betting 145, like even if you are kind of pissed off,
who
you
else
like
is seeing pitches in that lineup?
I don't know. If you're that good, you'd be better than 145.
I don't think he's as good as what the rumored price tag is, but again, who else in that lineup? Benintendi, like.
Oh, but also, like, is it possible he's just never going to be as good as he was his second season?
Sure, but is it also
his
possible
second season
that he's better than what he's showing you right now?
Sure, but he's had a decline every season since his breakout season in 2021.
Well,
So his
he was hurt the 1 year.
Sure, but his 2021 season, he batted 338. 2022 season, 284. 2023 season, 264.
Right, but the 338.
2024, what was that?
The 338 season was probably an outlier, sure.
Sure, probably.
The 284 you take on this team.
Sure,
on the
no,
Phillies.
definitely. But 264, 224, then 145. He's had a
You take
decline ever
264
since.
here, but you take 264 here easily. How many home runs did he have?
Depend. I would take 264 here if I don't have to give up Aiden Miller or Justin Crawford.
I agree.
Sure.
No. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I said that. I said
Yeah.
with the rumored price tag that they are selling him at, I would not buy.
Yeah.
But at the right price tag, you take a chance on that guy because he plays for the Chicago White Sox, who were historically bad last year. And
Sure.
how many homers did he have last year?
He had 14.
How many the year before?
38.
How about the year before that?
12.
Well, that was. How many games did he play that year?
the 12 home run season?
Yeah.
He played 98 games.
And then what about last year?
Last year's 14 home run season, he played 100 games.
Yeah, so he's got injury history.
Sure.
He was hurt those 2 years. And that's
30
that's a concern too. That's why I wouldn't give up this much.
Sure. The 38 home run season, he played 145 games for what it's worth.
Yeah. I think if you get him for a full season in a good lineup, you may not see 38, but you might see 30.
Yeah.
Close to it, 27, 30.
Especially Citizens Bank Park, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than Schwarber and Harper, I don't think anybody else is touching 30 or close to 30.
No.
Castellanos has the ability. I don't think he does it, but
And
Turner's
those days,
a 20 homer guy.
those days are far past for JT.
JT's a 15 homer guy.
Yeah.
Bohm is a 15 homer guy. Kepler's maybe a 15 homer guy.
You know what pisses me off about Kepler?
Stott's
Because the reason why I say Kepler's overrated is I think it was Croc, and God bless Croc. I think he's a fucking idiot. But he on opening day, I heard him say that Kepler has 40 home run potential, and I said you're out of your fucking
I do remember
mind.
that. Yeah, he had the 1 year he had over 30.
He never had over 30. I don't think. I think
No,
did
he
we
said
look this
over
up on the
30.
show?
No, he definitely had. I think he might have had 30.
Or I mean, you know, he might have had over 30 once in his entire.
Yeah, he
10-year
did.
career.
Yeah, it was his second or third year.
Yeah. Okay, so he had over 30 once. It was 36 in 2019.
Yeah.
But these are his career totals: 17, 19, 20, 36, 9, 19, 9, 24, 8.
I know
and
he's
so
had
far,
injury
1.
history as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. To say
Also,
he's got 40 home run potential is fucking.
I agree. The
asinine.
40 home run potential is insane. But the reason he's saying that is because of the what do you call it?
The park
injury
that he plays at. Oh,
and
sure.
Citizens
Yeah.
Bank Park. Hitting into his bank park.
He's got one
So-
home run so far.
Yeah, he was close to another one on Saturday or Friday, whatever day it was. It was really windy out. The wind was blowing in. July, I think he's got 4 home runs. In July weather. But that's just baseball.
They don't ask how, they ask how
He's
many.
better
Right
than
now,
you're
he has
giving him
one.
credit for, but he's
I
not.
I just think he's fine.
He is.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's fine.
But
It's like a
that's the thing,
7-8.
it's
He's like a 7-8-9 hitter, and he's like
But-
what 5 or
sure.
6 in this lineup.
Sure, but
Like
again, that's only because you have an aging catcher and you do the righty lefty thing. That's the only reason, and it's fine to have a guy that's just fine, but it's not his fault that he is this 5-6 hole hitter here.
yeah,
I agree. He's a 7-8 hitter guy, a whole guy. Probably doesn't play well enough offensively to play left field, but he's fine. He works the at bat. He works against the pitcher. He hits the ball hard. He hits it right at them. He knows how to draw a walk. He's a nice baseball player. He's not a great player.
all right. I think it's fair. All right, you got anything else before we get out of here? We spent a lot of time talking about movies.
Yeah. I know.
Other than the Flyers
I was
securing
gonna say I
top
know you want to
4
talk a little bit
lottery
of the
pick.
Flyers, but
Yes. Well, listen, unless they get struck by the hockey gods, they get smitten. What's the word I'm looking for? But unless that happens, they should get a top 5 pick. Which in this upcoming draft you need a top 5 guy. It drops off after the top 5. Now, if they get a top 5 pick, you're pretty much guaranteed one of the top 3 centers.
All right, real quick, they win the lottery. They're number 1. Who do you pick today? April, whatever the fuck day it is. April 22nd, 2025.
I think I lean Michael Misa. And
okay, when you say lean, who's the other guy that you're leaning from?
Schaefer.
Okay, that's what I thought. I think it's between those two, personally.
Yeah, I agree. It's surprisingly, if you look at like the history of defensemen that are drafted number 1 overall, more than likely it doesn't work out.
Okay.
That's just based on stats. I'd have to do like a whole deep dive. There's a stat that I saw where like it doesn't work out if you take a defenseman number 1. I think they need the number 1 center. I think Misa could work well. But if they stay at like 4-5 and you could take one of, if Misa falls, I doubt he does. But if he does, you take one of Misa, Higgins, or Frondell, and you're set.
You like Frondell?
Yeah, I do.
What about these other centers? McQueen?
Not as high on,
Yeah.
And like another one I'm seeing in the top 5 areas, Porter Martone, but he's a
Martone, right?
Yeah, he's a winger. So
what if they get the 4th pick and Misa, Schaefer, and Frondell go?
Misa, Higgins.
Okay, and what if they have 5 and he goes? Would you then go Martone? If they have 5 and those 4 go?
Probably. I don't love it, but probably, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think he's the next best player on the board, and I've in hockey especially, I don't like going by positional need.
Yeah,
I like going
you got to take the best player.
Yeah.
I mean, any position. We talked about it with the Eagles. It's like when you're at 32. I mean, like, you have a little bit more ability to say, okay, if this guy's 35 on our ranking, but we kind of really need an edge rusher more than a linebacker, that we have a linebacker at 30, ranked 30th. Like,
especially,
you can get away with that. But
especially when when you're at 32, there's really not much of a gap between player 25 to 40. Like, it's a very small margin.
Yeah.
So you can pick on position there, but when you're at the top of the draft, I think Martone's the next best guy there.
Yeah,
Martone's probably like a top 3 or 4 talent.
Yeah.
But if I'm I just think I lean the center because I think him and like Higgins are very close in talent.
There's just something about Higgins I'm not sure about. I don't know what it is.
Although I think he's flashy, and his vision's fucking nuts.
Okay.
Like I think you put him with Michkov, and I think he will find Michkov all over the ice.
Fair
enough. But Frondell's probably.
You know what I think it is with me with Higgins? I just think going into the season, he was, the
consensus essentially.
Number 1
sure.
pick.
Yeah.
And the injury kind of thing didn't really starting off a little slow. It just kind of didn't really I don't know. That kind of worries me a little bit.
Yeah. I also think the reason he kind of slipped a little bit down the draft, and again, not much. He went from 1 to
3.
5 or 4, but yeah. I think the reason why is I don't think people expected the season from Misa that he had.
Yeah, sure.
But I mean, his season was stupid.
Yeah.
So.
All right, yeah.
But, all right, sounds good.
That lottery soon, right?
The first week, I think, of May.
Okay.
So within the next couple weeks.
Soon.
Yes, yes. All right, well, that will do it for the show this week. Also, fuck the Sixers. We'll talk about them at some point.
Yes.
In the future. Right now, I don't care about them, and I don't think you do either. You're much bigger of a basketball fan than I am. So we're gonna get out of here, and we will see everybody next Tuesday. See you then.